Welcome back to AI Runtheshow. Today's story is one that reveals just how fragile the modern AI ecosystem can be. It's a story that starts with a third-party analytics tool, ends with a data breach, and highlights the uncomfortable reality that in today's AI-driven world, your information is only as safe as the weakest link in the chain. We're talking about the Mixpanel incident, a security breach that affected OpenAI API users and exposed the risks hidden behind the scenes of even the most advanced technology companies. If you use OpenAI, whether casually or as a developer, this is something you need to hear because it affects the infrastructure many of us rely on without even realizing it. On November 9th, 2025, Mixpanel, a widely used analytics provider, experienced a security breach. Now, Mixpanel isn't some obscure company operating in a small corner of the internet. It's a well-established analytics platform that countless tech companies, including OpenAI, use to understand how people interact with their tools. For OpenAI, Mixpanel helped track activity on the API dashboard. Things like how users navigate pages, what tools they interact with, and how the developer environment performs. Essentially, it's the kind of back-end telemetry companies rely on to improve their platforms. But that also means Mixpanel sits in a sensitive position, gathering data from millions of interactions to feed analytics dashboards. And when Mixpanel was breached, that data suddenly became part of the problem. According to OpenAI, the attackers gained unauthorized access to a portion of Mixpanel's systems and exported a dataset that contained certain information tied to OpenAI API accounts. Mixpanel eventually informed OpenAI about what had happened, and on November 25th, OpenAI went public with the incident and began notifying affected users. That two-week window where the breach existed behind the scenes created understandable concern, especially in a community where privacy, security, and the handling of personal information are critical. So what kind of data was exposed? OpenAI made it clear that the breach did not include sensitive content like passwords, API keys, payment information, government IDs, or the prompts developers sent to the model. None of the creative work, business secrets, or AI-generated content in the API environment was touched. Instead, the breach dataset focused on lower-level account metadata, the name that appears on the account, the email address associated with it. General location data based on browser metadata, the operating system and browser a user was using, referral links, and certain user or organization IDs. At first glance, this may seem like minor information compared to a full-blown password leak or an API key compromise. But in cybersecurity, even small pieces of personal data can open the door to larger threats. Think about it from a hacker's perspective. A name and email might not break into your account on their own, but they're exactly the kind of details used to craft convincing phishing attempts. When a hacker knows your browser, your approximate location, and the exact service you use, they can tailor a fake email that looks remarkably authentic. Your OpenAI API access has been limited. Click here to verify your session. And suddenly, even a cautious user can be misled. This is why OpenAI advised impacted users to stay alert, be cautious of unexpected emails or login prompts, and verify everything before clicking. In the era of AI, social engineering has become one of the most powerful hacking tools, and incidents like this give attackers more material to work with. To OpenAI's credit, once they understood what happened, they acted swiftly. They immediately removed Mixpanel from all production systems, effectively cutting the connection between the API dashboard and the analytics vendor. They also launched a broader investigation across all of their external tools and partners, reviewing their entire vendor stack for similar risks. This is a significant move because large-scale AI companies often depend on dozens, sometimes hundreds, of third-party integrations. Cutting one of them out is never a small decision, especially when that vendor plays a major role in analyzing user behavior. But OpenAI prioritized security over convenience, which is exactly what users expect in situations like this. However, this incident opens up a bigger discussion, one that affects not just OpenAI, but the entire AI industry. The Mixpanel breach is a reminder that AI companies today rely on a massive ecosystem of external tools. It isn't just the model or the research team or the servers powering the inference. Behind every dashboard and every interface are analytics tools, monitoring systems, payment processors, logging tools, and optimization platforms. Each one of these partners introduces a new potential point of failure. This is what cybersecurity experts call the vendor attack surface. Even if a company's internal systems are protected with world-class security, a breach in just one vendor can leak data, disrupt operations, or expose users. This creates a tension between innovation and security. As AI companies sprint to release new features and scale their services, they often integrate tools that help them move faster. But those connections also enlarge the attack surface. The Mixpanel breach forces the industry to confront a necessary truth. Speed and convenience can't come at the cost of security. Every vendor needs to be vetted, monitored, and held to the same standards as the company itself. If not, the entire AI ecosystem remains vulnerable. For everyday users of ChatGPT who don't use the API, there's reassuring news. OpenAI confirmed that general ChatGPT accounts were not impacted by this breach. The event only affected people who accessed platform. OpenAI, calm, meaning developers, businesses, and anyone using the API dashboard. But even if you weren't personally impacted, there's still a lesson here about digital hygiene. Using multi-factor authentication, being careful with emails, verifying login prompts, and keeping accounts clean from unused API keys are small habits that go a long way in preventing attacks. The Mixpanel incident wasn't the worst-case scenario, but it was a clear warning. It shows just how interconnected the AI world has become and how even strong companies can be affected by the vulnerabilities of their partners. It reinforces the importance of transparency, quick action, and open communication, all of which OpenAI showed in their response. But it also highlights a deeper reality. As AI continues to shape our future, cybersecurity has to evolve with it. This won't be the last time we hear about vendor-related breaches, and each one teaches the industry how to tighten the gaps. Thanks again for watching AI Runtheshow. If you want more deep dives into the biggest stories shaping AI, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a breakdown of events just like this one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think companies should reduce their dependence on third-party tools? And how much responsibility should AI companies carry for the security shortcomings of their partners? I'm curious to hear what you think. Until next time, keep learning, stay sharp, and keep running the show.